we're going to show you a demonstration of the Blvk 2 media player. Now the Blvk 2 is one of the best media players on the market. It's one of the fastest ones. It has the best content or the most content available. It gives you the best support. So in a nutshell, if you're looking for a new media player, and there's probably hundreds of them out there, there's three main categories you're looking at. Number one is hardware, second one is software, and last but not least is support. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to touch on some of the different media players out there compared to ours. I'll also go over the different things as far as the software goes, kind of just to show you how we stand out among everybody else. Anyway, let's talk about hardware first. With the Blvk 2, one of the things I try to do is I try to have the latest and greatest hardware out there. So the Blvk 2 has 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of memory. It also has a 64-bit processor, which makes it very fast, very responsive. It runs Android 5.1. It also has 10-100 Ethernet, so it's blazing fast. It has HDMI 2.0, so supports 4K up to 60 frames per second. If you're comparing it to devices like a Fire Stick, for example, they're very popular out there. The Fire Stick only has 1 gig of RAM, only 8 gigs of memory. It does not have Ethernet. Only goes up to 1080p. I'm not sure about the processor, but I know that the black box is just overall faster. Now, on the Fire Stick, you can put on a program called Kodi, which on our box is called the Black Box Portal. Same thing. Anyway, so in a nutshell, the Fire Stick's nice and all, but we definitely have an advantage because our box runs faster, where you put on a lot more content. With the Blvk 2, it also is included with a air mouse, so that acts like a Wii controller. You can basically move the cursor by moving your hand with the remote. It also has a full keyboard in the back, so if you're trying to search for a movie or TV show, rather than using the on-screen keyboard, which can kind of be very tedious with the up, down, left, right remotes, you just type it in and boom, you're done. So anyway, we try to have the best packages as far as the hardware, the software, everything under the sun. Other media players out there, I know the Shield is very popular. It is faster than a Blvk 2. However, there's a certain point to where, if you have 4, 8, 16 gigs of RAM, videos play only so fast. It's not going to make a video play faster. Now, if you buy a Shield, they are a little bit on the pricey side. They also come completely blank. They are not rooted. And they are, they're kind of designed for playing games too. Me personally, if I want to play a game, I'll just hop on my PlayStation instead, So, like I said, it is a little faster than a black box, but there's distinct advantages that we have over the Shield. Ours comes fully loaded, also preloaded, same word, same thing. Comes ready to go. Right out of the box, you plug it in, get your internet set up, do a speed test, and boom, you're ready to go. We also offer full support up to a full year. So if you have any questions, we are available, almost 24/7 to help you out. We provide free updates on our Facebook page. That's where we post everything. We also have a YouTube channel, so we give as much support as we can for these devices. We try to stay on top of the game, so as new add-ons or channels or apps come out, we try to hop on there and try to put them on our media players. So anyway, in a nutshell, that's how hardware works for these media players. You also could get a Roku or Apple TV. The problem with them is that you literally are paying for everything that you watch, except for YouTube, everything you have to pay for. On the Blvk 2, everything's free. You just buy the box, have internet access, and everything under the sun is free. The only thing you cannot get on the black box 2 is like local news. But if you're looking to cut the cable or the satellite cord, just go out and get an HD TV antenna and get a black box 2. I haven't had a cable bill in 3+ years, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I use my black box 2 every single day. So does the wife, so does my son, and that's all we've been using for a long, long time. Anyway, so we covered hardware. Let's talk about software. I did briefly touch on that our box comes fully loaded. Lots of times, if you look on Amazon or eBay or even Craigslist for that matter, lots of times you may see a box that says it's fully loaded. It's loaded, or whatever keywords they want to use. Lots of times, if you buy a box like that, chances are it could be totally outdated by the time you even get it. These boxes do require some updates, and some of the add-ons do update automatically. Other ones don't update at all. They have to do a manual update. We do provide instructions and even videos on how to do all that stuff. So it's definitely a no-brainer when it comes to the black box 2. Could someone buy a media player and do it themselves? Yeah. It does take a little bit of know-how. I'm not going to say it can't be done, because it definitely can be done. But if you don't have time to do that, or you just want to just buy a media player and just play and not have to worry about that kind of stuff, this is definitely the one to look at. When the boxes come blank, you have to, most of them come with Kodi on there, XBMC, which is the same thing. There are a lot of builds out there you can get and download and install on the media player. The one thing that's happened in the past, and from what I heard, it's happening again, is that, say if you get a build, which is pretty much a bunch of add-ons you can install on your media player, you install it out of the blue, you turn on your media player one of these days, and everything's just gone. Somehow they have the ability of wiping out the entire build. Not sure why they'll do that in the first place, but it has happened before. I had a customer who called me up. He was from Chicago, and he started selling these Fire Sticks, and next thing you know, he gets all these phone calls from his customers saying, "Hey, look, the Fire Stick's blank. What do I do? How do you fix this?" And he had one heck of a time trying to figure that one out. Anyway, for the Black Box 2, I make our own builds, so therefore everything's custom. When I make these builds, I test every single add-on before it goes on the build to make sure that everything works 100% when they are built. I always add in different backgrounds. I try to find new add-ons. If add-ons do not work, they're gone. I don't even put them on the build. Makes no sense. I don't put a lot of add-ons, or I don't turn a lot of add-ons on, because some add-ons will have 25, 50,000 videos per each add-on. So it makes no sense to have on 100 plus add-ons when most people only use maybe 10 or 15. But there are ways to turn on more add-ons. I think our list's up to over 1,900 right now. So it's a huge list you can choose from. The Black Box 2 has everything from movies, TV shows, live sports, live streams, international, pay-per-view, kids, news. Adult content is available. It's not turned on. I try to make it as family-friendly as possible, but definitely it is there. The last but not least, I think we'll talk about is support. Now, support is, it's very important for most people, because if you have a question and you're kind of new to doing this stuff, if you buy a box off of eBay or Amazon, and the person you buy from is in China or overseas, and it's 10-hour difference, it may be a while before they get back to you. If they don't quite understand what you're asking, it can be a tedious process to get the right answer. We try to provide the best support possible, meaning that if you call us or text us, our phone number is available. We try to get back to you immediately. If we cannot solve your problem through phone or through text messages, we have this handy little tool right here called remote access, which means we can access your black box from my computer, and I can make changes as I see fit. It comes with a 1-year hardware warranty, also 1-year software customer support too. So we definitely support our boxes. I try to put out a new build for Cody, aka the Black Box Portal, probably once a month. When new apps or add-ons come out, I try to stay on top of things and have the best of the best. That's what we do. So anyway, let me run you through a typical setup for these media players. And even if you don't buy one from us, this will definitely help you out as far as understanding how it works. So once you plug in the media player to the TV, you want to connect your internet. So you want to go through settings, click on network, and right now our Wi-Fi is connected. So basically, if you choose one right here, you definitely all you do is put your password in there. When it says connected, right there, you're good to go. So ours does Ethernet, it does Wi-Fi. We have a couple setup videos which we recommend when you buy the black box too. And the setup videos walk you through the entire process of how to set up these boxes. It also goes over the most common issues that could occur. We have part 1 and part 2. Part 2 I dedicated solely for internet, how it works with the media players, aka the black box, routers, power lines, all the things that you need to get the best connection available. We go over because if your internet is slow or is not working at all, nothing's going to play. So what we kind of show you is, when you get a internet connection, what matters is not what you pay for. It doesn't matter what your phone gets or your Xbox gets or what you think you get as far as your speed. What matters is the download speed on the media player, and that is so important. We also recommend too, once a week, to unplug your modem and router for about 20 seconds, plug it back in. That will reset everything, clear everything out, and keep your internet running as fast as possible. If you don't do that, there's a good chance that little by little your internet will drop down to the point to where it'll be below what we consider the minimum, which is 6 megabytes per second. Next thing you know, nothing plays, and then you're wondering what's wrong with the box. Anyway, so once we have our internet connected, we want to back out. We'll go to apps, which is right here. I'm going to scroll down and click on speed test. And by the way, this comes with every black box. Like I said, it comes fully loaded. All these apps are on there, all the tools that we have. So what we're looking for here is the download speed, which is testing right now. Upload speed up here, we don't care about too much. So download speed only, okay? And every manufacturer, every company has their own standards. I believe, if you get at least 6 megabytes per second download speed, that's good enough for the most part to run standard DVD quality movies. If you are running or watching HD, you want about 10 to 15 megabytes per second. And really anything that's over 20 megabytes per second, it's gravy. It doesn't matter if it's 20 or 200, it's not going to make it play any faster. Just as long as you have a consistent speed, that's what counts. Now do keep in mind too, just a couple tips and tricks here. If you're running Wi-Fi, the further you are away from the router with the media player or the black box, the more the signal is going to drop. Okay, if you have walls, appliances, anything between those two lines of sight, it's going to drop even more. If the router is upstairs and you have a 2-story house and you're downstairs, same thing, you're between the floor. So these are things to keep in mind. If you get a router from the internet company, chances are they will give you the cheapest router available because obviously they're not making any money off of it, and it does work. So do keep in mind that when you have multiple devices, your phones, your media players, your Xbox, a laptop, whatever, think of it as you're having a big pie and everybody takes a slice of it. So the more devices that's on the same internet access, the slower it'll be. If you have too many lines going at one time or too many devices and you have a lower quality router, chances are it's not going to work at all or very little. I found this out the hard way. Anyway, if you buy a media player, I would suggest buying a higher end router. That will take away all your headaches. You have a better range, you have a better signal, you could have on more devices. It's just better to have. So anyway, that's my spiel on the Wi-Fi. So anyway, download speed 6 megabytes minimum, 10 to 15 for HD. So once we have that set up, once a week, like I said, you want to reset your modem and router. Just unplug it for about 20 seconds, plug it back in, and periodically do speed tests. If nothing plays, say if you're turning on the media player and nothing plays at all, the first thing that you want to do is do a speed test, because in reality, the way these media players work is a video plays because of one of two reasons. Either number one, your internet, or number two, the source you're watching from. Okay, and if your internet is not good, if it's too slow, nothing's going to play. So if things are starting to act kind of weird, always check your internet first. Make sure it's not you. If you know your internet's good, it could be the source you're watching. It could be too much traffic. It could be too slow, whatever the case may be. Now, typically when you're watching a movie or TV show, especially on the black box 2, there's going to be multiple places to find the same exact video. So if one source doesn't work, you just go down the line. Okay. Nowadays, you could probably get the video to work probably in the first, maybe the second try at the most. It's rare that I have to go down 5 or even 10 links to find the one that works. So anyway, with our launcher is a custom launcher, as you see. The first top 3 are TV shows and movies. These down here are live streams. This right here is a radio app, which is neat for internet, so you don't need a radio pretty much at all. So if you go to one of these apps, let's go to Megabox. This is real simple right here. To your top left, you see movies, and you can browse through the different movies through here. If you click top here, it says genres. You can go through and select a different category. Say if you want comedy, for example. It gives you all these different movies for comedy. You could even do a search. I was talking about before about the air mouse. You can do a search by typing in through the keyboard. If you click up to your left, again up here where it says movie, and go down to TV show, there's all your TV shows. So there's not anything that I've really found where I've never found before that you can't find in these boxes. Like I said, local news is probably the only thing that you won't find. So anyway, if you click on one of these, for example, the way this works is going to give you a description about the TV show here. You click on videos. Now here's all of your episodes, okay? Now the way this works, it says S6E3, which means this is season 6, episode 3. If you click on one, it's going to ask you what resolution you want. So 360 is a little bit below DVD quality, which is 480. 720 the start of high def. So we recommend that you click on, say, the highest one here and play it. If it plays smooth, great. If it starts to buffer, there's a couple options you can do. You can either pause it and wait for about 3 to 5 minutes for it to load up more, or you can choose a lower resolution. Now, all these TV shows are commercial free, which means you don't have to sit through commercials anymore. You just play them and they're done. They basically link from the end of from before the commercial to after the commercial, all the way through, which is real nice. If you go up through the black box portal, aka Cody, this is a build that I just released last week. The way you get these builds from the Black Box 2, we have what's called an add-on restore feature that's built into this program, which means it's real easy. When we say, hey, look, a new build's out, all you do is click on the Black Box wizard, which is I'll show you here, right here. It downloads it, it installs it, and you get the new one by about 10 minutes or less, which is real nice. So the way I have this kind of laid out here, you could look on, you could load up your favorite pictures right here. If you go to add-ons, these are the top 10 as I consider add-ons. Now these are a combination of TV shows and movies. Some of them have live streams, live sports, etc. If you go to favorites, these are sports and live streams over here. So anyway, we kind of have it sectioned off that way. If you go to down here to add-ons and you click on video add-ons, if you look up top here where it says 53, right now we have 53 add-ons that are enabled or turned on. It doesn't seem like a lot, but like I said before, some of these add-ons have, for example, one channel has at least 50,000 videos in catalog, which means it'll keep you busy for the next couple years. If you scroll down to the very bottom where it says get more, this goes to the master list. These are all the channels you could turn on here if you wanted to. If you look up top here, it says 1920, so there's over 1,900 add-ons you could technically turn on if you wanted to. And like I said, it has everything from TV shows, movies, live sports, pay-per-view, kids stuff, new stuff, etc. If you click on one right here, it kind of gives you a description of what it is, and this one's already turned on, so you just click on open, or if you want to, it will say install, or in this case here, if you want to take this off, just click uninstall. So it's real simple to go through. So other than that, like I said, this is just a demo of how these media players work. Another thing here, click on weather. I put my weather in for where I live. This is our weather for tomorrow. Still kind of hot for September though. Anyway, with the Black Box 2 is the full package. It comes fully loaded. It comes with upgraded remote. It's the best hardware available, has the best software available. We give you the best support. Oh, one more thing. If you buy a Black Box 2, after the first one, you qualify for wholesale pricing. So therefore, if you have more than one TV in your house, you can get up to, I think it's around a $60 discount off the second one, and even goes down in price by multiples at one time. So it's just a little incentive to buy, another one. And we figure after the first media player, you kind of have it down as far as how these things work. So therefore, we can, give you a little more leeway as far as getting one at a discount, because there's just less work for us to do to support it, even though we do supply full support. So other than that, like I said, we have a YouTube channel, we have a Facebook page. If you have any questions about this media player or anything else on the market, please contact us. I'm going to include my phone number, our email, the Facebook links, also the YouTube links too. So other than that, have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.